Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Shelton. Make sure to subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. This is my reflection video I do every year. It's a reflection of 2025, and then I'm going to share my goals and stuff with y'all for 2026. Yay! So first I'm going to talk about the goals that I had for 2025 and what we have accomplished. So my personal goals were, number 1, to dance it out. We did that. Number 2, to be physically active. I did for a little while and then really haven't. Number 3 was to continue to grow my relationship with God. I did that. Number 4 was live your life and have fun. We also did that. And then number 5 was to be confident. Yes, we're growing our confidence every single day. Is it bad sometimes? Yes, but we're working on it. And then my YouTube/social media goals was to continue to grow and to stay consistent. I did both of those things. We're going like crazy over here. And then I did a new thing last year, which were aspirations. Doing them again this year because I think they're fun. So for professional, I did it into like 3 categories because I have like 3 professional things in my life. So first we have YouTube, you guys. And I said I aspire to hit 5K. I'm filming this video before the year's before the year is over. It is, what day is today? It's December 29th. So the year's not over yet, but when I'm filming this video, I just checked. I have 4,846 subscribers. So we're pretty close to 5K. Hopefully, maybe in the 3 days we have left of 2025, I'll hit 5K. But if not, we're really close and we're growing like crazy. So like, I'm pretty proud of how far we have gotten. And then for my summer job, because that's really like the only time that I have a job, all I said was I aspire to make money. I have made money, so. And then for my other professional one is school. I do go to college, and I just said I aspire to make good grades. I did this past semester. I made all A's and 1 B, so we did amazing. Okay, and then my personal aspiration was I aspire to meet new friends. I have made new friends. I ended up joining a sorority in 2025. Made new friends there, made new friends in my classes. Overall, made a lot of new friends, and I'm very thankful for that. And then my self-care one was I aspire to work out 3 times a week. That did not happen most weeks in 2025. So I'm going to say we didn't accomplish that aspiration, but it's okay because we have 2026 to do that. And then my fun and flirty one was I aspire to go somewhere I've never been. I did go places I've never been. Were they in the state of Alabama, which is where I live? Yes. I went to Gadsden, Alabama for the first time because one of my friends is from there, and I spent the weekend with her and her family. And then just recently I went to Coleman, Alabama because one of my friends lives there, and I spent the weekend with her and her family. So technically I did go somewhere I've never been, but not out of the state of Alabama. So we're gonna try to branch out. My word of the year was live. I lived a lot of lives, so. My goal of the year was to make all of the memories. We made lots, as I will go over. My song of the year was I Live. I think it's by One Republic. Great song. And then my vibes of the year were fun. We had a lot of fun. So let's go into month by month. My 2025 was very, very good. As I was doing this, there were literally like no bad months. So I'm very thankful. But I usually like give y'all a couple good memories, and then if there was something bad that happened, I shared that, or something that affected my month, I shared that. But there weren't a lot, so most of these only have good memories, which is a good thing, but just to let y'all know. So starting in January, I had my 19th birthday, and it snowed the week of my birthday, so we didn't have school all week. It was so fun. I love my birthday. I went to dinner with all my friends and had a good time. And then it snowed, of course, so I got to see snow in Auburn, and it was beautiful. And then I also got a bid at the end of January into the sorority I'm in now, so that was very exciting. I wrote this down as the bad thing, but it really wasn't a bad thing because it's like a core memory of my freshman year. And it was if you go to Auburn, you know, or if you have family that go to Auburn, you know, because they probably told you about it. But it was the Stampede. Auburn basketball was really good last year, and they've been good for a while, so basketball is like a big deal for us students. And so you have to like get in line really early, or some big games they let you camp out. Well, they were supposed to let you camp out for this game, but then it ended up snowing, or it ended up being freezing weather, so we were not allowed to camp out because it was freezing and they wouldn't let us. So people decided to get in line at like 4 in the morning. Well, me and my friend decided to do that SG, and then they let us loose, and it was very scary. I was trying not to get run over, so we did not go to that game because it was a humongous stampede, and I was trying really not to die. And in the moment, it was very stressful, but looking back, it's a really funny memory, so it can't really be like bad. But that was the main things that happened in January, so I rated January 10 out of 10. February, that was when I went to Gadsden with SG. One of our family friends that we've known literally forever, my brother was the best man in his wedding, and it was a really fun wedding. And then I had my bid day. Since I was a COB, we didn't have a bid day until like after we had gotten a bid, because you just like get texted your bid. So we had our bid day in February, and it was so fun. And then I also got my big in February, Gabby, and we love her, so that was fun. And the bad thing was that I was very much struggling with my accounting class in February. I'm pretty sure I made like a 35 on my first test. It was an uphill battle for that class. We ended up passing, obviously, but very much an uphill battle. But that didn't really make February like any bad. I would say like it was just a little bit stressful, but it didn't take out any points of February. So February was also a 10 out of 10. And then March we had spring break. Me, SG, and Libby came and stayed at our condo in Gulf Shores and spent the week here, and it was so much fun. Just like a simple spring break for me, but it was really fun. And then we also had St. Patrick's Day, and I love St. Patrick's Day. It's like one of my favorite holidays. I am Irish, and the redhead genes come through. But it was fun. And then we had Mom's Weekend for my sorority, so this was kind of like my first sorority like event weekend. And my mom came, and we had a lot of fun. And then I also was initiated in March. There was nothing bad that happened in March. March was also a 10 out of 10. We're really having a lot of fun these first months, guys. Okay, and then April, I had formal, which was really fun. I'm pretty sure I was sick part of April, so that was kind of bad, but it's like a sickness I get a couple times a year. It's just like a sinus infection. I went and saw Hamilton, which is something, like I'm pretty sure I have a TikTok of around this time last year or no, it was, I got Hamilton as a birthday present, but I didn't know I was going to Hamilton. And so I made a TikTok or something to a Hamilton sound, and I have it like saved. I don't think I ever posted it, but I have it saved. And it was literally a video of me singing Hamilton sound, and on the caption I wrote, "I'm going to see Hamilton this year." I didn't know then that I had tickets to Hamilton. We saw Hamilton this year in live. It was so good. We saw it in New Orleans. We had a lot of fun. And then we had our last night out of freshman year in April, because first week of May was finals week, so we didn't really go out that week. But last night out, sad, freshman year was over, but it's okay. April was 9 out of 10 just because I was sick for a little bit. May, literally my first sentence that I wrote was sad end of freshman year, which is what I just said. So yeah, sad. But then I came home and we went to Santa My Boots Fest, and it was which was Morgan Wallen's like festival that he made basically, and it was so much fun, so good. There isn't a festival here this year, which is kind of sad, because there was Hangout Fest and then there was Santa My Boots Fest, but now there's not one this year, but it's okay. And then I also started work in May, so I started working for an agricultural company. It was a great internship. Well, it was kind of an internship, but it was so much fun. I rated May 10 out of 10 also. We're just having a great year. June, pretty much went to work and the beach and my off days was all I did. And then also in June, we went on an Auburn trip back to Auburn to see family, and then also Gabby, my big, she had an internship in Auburn, so she was kind of alone in Auburn all summer, but we all went, a couple of us went and stayed in Auburn for a weekend and just had a little Auburn weekend with her, so that was fun. I rated June a 9 out of 10 just because it wasn't that much going on. It was pretty much me just working, so it wasn't that fun except for the Auburn trip, so I just rated it 9 out of 10. July, obviously the 4th of July, which we love at the beach, and Gabby stayed with us 4th of July, and Evelyn, we're Michelle's friend, so we had a lot of fun. And then I had a girls staycation, but also vacation, because the two people, it was me and my mom, and then SG and her mom, they came from out of town, so it's their vacation. We live here, but it was vacay. It was really fun. And then I went to the Parker McCollum concert at the Wharf with some of my friends in my sorority. They came, and then we all went to the Parker McCollum concert, and it was really a lot of fun. And then the bad thing about July is I was a little bit stressed because I had to be back August 1st in Auburn. And I was very much stressed about going back to college, just getting everything done and having to start recruitment in school and all that stuff. So it was a little bit stressful towards the end of July, but other than that, we were good. So I rated July a 9 out of 10. August, went back to Auburn. Yes. And then the only bad thing, that's really all that happened in August besides recruitment and getting into school. But the bad thing, I was very much sleep deprived, which made me anxious in August because of recruitment, because we had to wake up at the crack of dawn every day, and then we were basically there all day, so I was really sleep deprived and just having a little bit of a tough time with recruitment, if I'm being honest, but it was so fun and all that. But I rated August 9 out of 10. September, I can't even read. what I wrote. September, game days started, which are my favorite. That's what I love so much about the fall, is game days. But we had a lot of fun. And then I also had a big little reveal. I got twins, so that was so much fun. To do all that stuff for my littles with like Clue Week and everything. It was really fun. The only bad thing about September is that my anxiety is always a little bit rocky during like the first part of school. I just get really anxious during that time sometimes. So, but I rated September 9 out of 10. October, my sister's 22nd birthday, more game days, my sorority's parents weekend, SG's birthday, Simi, and then Halloween weekend, obviously. We love that about October. October is always, I swear, like the busiest month. October and November, busiest months. But it's always so fun. I like when I'm busy, so I rated October 10 out of 10. November, we went to Nashville for the Vanderbilt game. The bad thing about November is after I got home from Nashville, got terribly sick. It was honestly like one of the worst sinus infections. I assume it was a sinus infection. I don't really go to the doctor, but it was the worst sinus infection I've had in a while. And like I didn't go to school one day. I had to cancel some plans because I was like actually like couldn't breathe. I was not okay. So that was kind of bad in November, but it's okay. And then we had the last game days, the Iron Bowl and everything. Sad. But then also Thanksgiving week with all my family. So that was fun. But I rated November a 9 out of 10. Then December, it's all on video, but we had Vlogmas. The end of my first semester of sophomore year, I went to Coleman, all the Christmas things, Christmas party, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And then coming up that I haven't had yet, but I know I'm gonna have a good time, is New Year's Eve. We always do a lot of fun things on New Year's Eve and always have a great time, but I just wanted to add that in here. So I rated December a 10 out of 10. Now, moving on to 2026 goals. Are we ready for this, guys? Some of them are the same as 2025 just because they're like goals I like to keep every single year. But some are different. So my personal goals, the first one is confidence. I just want to keep growing my confidence, to keep having confidence every day. Number 2 is to be consistent with God. I fell off a few times this year of like reading my Bible every day, doing my devotional every day. I want to try to stay consistent and do that literally every single day, whether it's before I go to bed or in the morning when I wake up. I just want to do it every single day. And then number 3, work out consistently. I need to. Like, I feel like it's good for me. It makes my mental health better, I think, and like my physical health obviously better. So I started today, went back to the gym to hopefully get into that routine, and then I'm gonna start going at least Monday through Friday. Or I should say at least Monday through Thursday, because Fridays are a little iffy sometimes, but Monday through Thursday to the gym and just do the workout. Or if I can't make it to the gym a day, at least go for a little walk, do something. Okay, and then YouTube, I only have one. It's just to stay consistent. I want to post weekly, and I'm going to try to do that. Obviously getting back to school and everything, the first couple weeks of January, or the first week or so of January is a little hard, just because I'm going back to school, getting back in into my routine. But I'm gonna try after that to like make sure I'm posting weekly for you guys, because I do enjoy it, but also I want to stay consistent so that y'all know when a video is gonna come out and all that kind of stuff, instead of me just posting randomly. Okay, and then we're gonna do aspirations just like we did last year, because I think they're fun and I kind of like them a little bit better, because it's not like it's just less like committing, if that makes sense. I'm not as committing. I'm just like aspiring to do something, and hopefully I get to do that. Anyways, so starting with professional aspirations, again, 3 different segments of professional aspirations. So first is YouTube. Even though I haven't hit 5K yet, I believe we can do it pretty soon. So in 2026, I just aspire to hit 6K. I feel like that is pretty accomplishable. For a job, I aspire to find an internship for the summer. I've applied to several, and I'm just kind of waiting to hear back, but hopefully we can do that. For school, I just aspire, it's the same thing as last year. I aspire to make good grades. That's really all I can do. I just want to make good grades. Okay, and then my personal aspiration is I aspire to be thriving in every season. Last year when I said to have fun, I want to keep that momentum, but in a different way. I just want to grow in my faith, in my relationship with people, in my friendships, in my schooling and everything. I just want to grow in every single way I can, and have fun doing it and be happy. That's kind of like my mindset. My self-care aspiration is I aspire to be active in some way every day. Like I said, I just want to do something active. If it's a walk, if it's actually going to the gym, I hope to go to the gym 3 or 4 days a week. But if there's too much going on with school and everything, and I can't make it to the gym, just a walk, a 30-minute walk down my street. Like, I just want to do something active. My fun and flirty aspiration is the same as last year. It's I aspire to go somewhere I have never been. Hopefully that is out of the state of Alabama. I'm hoping to go out of the country this year. I've never been out of the country before, but I'm hoping I can do that this year because I just like want to travel. But if not out of the country, just a state I've never been to, a city out of Alabama that I've never been to, somewhere different. And then my word of the year is flourish. Grow, flourish is kind of the same thing, but I didn't want to use grow. I wanted to use flourish as my word because it sounds like more fun, if that makes sense. But yeah, my goal of the year is to grow my life. Like I have said already, more friends, more confidence, more fun, more faith. I just want everything to grow more in my life. Like, I want to flourish. My song of the year is Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine. Love that song. It's so good. If you haven't heard it, you need to go listen to it. It's very good. And then my vibes of the year are also the same as last year. Fun, because I feel like it just goes. But that is what I have. That's what I want to do and accomplish over 2026, and what I want to live by in 2026. So hopefully I can do that. I've had a great 2025, and hopefully we can have an even better 2026. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.